Hello GM Games, CoachFury, and I am back with the second season of our Utah Jazz Let's Play series, seeing if we can get a title for Karl Malone and John Stockton, the dynamic duo that are franchise staples of the Jazz and historic Hall of Fame players. Never made a championship title on their list. We're going to see if we can try and do that. So first season, obviously, for those of you who've been watching along, we came very close. We got to the finals in quite a dramatic fashion, but we're well and truly beaten by the Philadelphia 76ers. And we went into the off season with some cap room and a draft pick. And I think it's fair to say that we have actually improved our team quite considerably over the off-season. We managed to bring in, first of all, Scott Skiles in the draft as the 17th overall pick. I'm really happy with him. He looks like he's going to be a really good guard. He can back up point guard. He can also play a bit of shooting guard for us. So we're excited to get him on the call. We then managed to obviously bring back Ricky Green, who was starting for us last season, but he's probably going to play a peripheral role this year. We went into free agency, and we probably the biggest two signings that we managed to get was first of all Clyde Drexler, which is just an amazing signing. He is hopefully, I'm really hoping that he is going to elevate this team to the next level and get us over that hump. Hopefully this year. He's only 24 years old. He's an elite shooting guard. Scoring, defense, everything. He's basically got everything that you would ever want from a shooting guard. We've obviously still got Adrian Dantley on his contract. He was our sort of main scorer last year, so he'll obviously play mainly at small forward. But the other free agency signing, the big one really for us, was Wayne Cooper. So we did chase a couple of different guys here. Unfortunately, didn't quite pan out, but we managed to bring Wayne Cooper in, who is just a defensive centre. And when you compare him with the likes of Mark Eaton, we probably have the best defensive juggernauts in that centre position in the entire league. So, you know, I'm really hoping that they'll lock down the paint for us, allow the likes of Karl Malone, Dantley, Drexler and Stockton to kind of do the offensive work for us. So that's kind of what I'm hoping. I'm confident that this team hopefully is going to go far this year. In terms of the depth chart, just to give you a bit of flavour before we look at some of the other teams around the league, you know, it's pretty much as you'd expect from what I just described. So Stockton obviously is our main point guard, Drexler at shooting guard, Dantley at small forward, Malone at power forward, excuse me, Cooper in at centre. And then sort of the main three sort of coming off the bench for us are going to be obviously Skiles, the rookie. Eaton's dropped into a bench position, but you know, probably going to play him across the 4 and 5 position, just defensive, sort of holding the line there. And then Tyler, the guy we managed to pick up with I think it was our mid-level exception, a bit of a glue guy, can do a bit of everything, but he's not really an elite at anything. He's going to cover the other positions, and then we've given Green a bit of a token couple of minutes just because we can. So that's how our depth chart looks. In terms of our strategy, we're going with the same sort of strategy. Obviously, Cooper and Eaton are going to be the marking a new post player, which is you probably expect. Straight man to man, and obviously we're still going to stay post focused to begin with. The reason is that I think if we stay post focused, hopefully, whilst Malone will still get a lot of shots, and I'm hoping that his performances will replicate and improve slightly on last year. He's going to get more shots. He's still going to keep a good percentage, but you know, he has developed quite a lot over one season. So my thought here is that if we keep giving Malone most of the shots, it should hopefully then allow Drexler and Stockton and Dantley to kind of do the rest, really. So that's how we're going to line up. I'm quietly confident about this season. I think we're in really good shape. But you know, obviously let's have a quick look before we go through and sim a couple of months. Let's just have a little look at the magazines and obviously look at the season preview, because that's the best thing to look at when you're looking at, you know, the top teams. So if we start with the Eastern Conference, I think it's pretty obvious the defending champions are going to be the number one team. They didn't lose anyone apart from Said or Threat, which is not really a massive thing for them. They've still got the likes of Irvin, Malone, Barkley and Maurice Cheek, sort of the main four. So yeah, they're in good shape. They're probably going to be the main competitor for us. Probably going to win the Eastern Conference again, I think. And number two, you've got the likes of the Celtics, who are aging slightly, but they've still got an older George Gervin, Larry Bird at 30. I think he's 31. McCall and Parrish. So he's still got some good players, but they are an aging team now. You then got the sort of the Chicago Bulls, which we talked about, I think, beginning of the first season, and we sort of said, well, they've got Michael Jordan, not a lot else, and pretty much the same situation here. I mean, Darryl Walker should be pretty solid for them. Oakley's still a good player, but I'll be surprised if they get out of the Eastern Conference. Then you've got likes of the Hawks, not a lot to say here apart from Dominic Wilkins, the Pacers, and then kind of Pistons, who are probably past it at this stage. So not a lot else in this conference. In terms of the Western Conference, surprisingly, the AI has us as the #1 rank, which I would agree with, but it's surprising to see the AI kind of agree with me on this. You know, this is how they think we're going to line up. Obviously, we're going to have a Drexler in here instead of Skiles at shooting guard, and then Stockton in at point guard. But yeah, pretty much how we're going to line up. They reckon, you know, based on last year, we had the #2 best defensive rank. I think we'll keep that, but I'm hoping this point scored rank, 14th, will get that up into the top 10, which will probably hopefully be enough for us to be a #1 team. So who are our main competitors in the Western Conference? Well, no surprise really, the Houston Rockets, who played in the postseason last year. You know, World B3, Ralph Sampson, Hakeem, you know, pretty much same sort of team as last year. They're still going to be up there. Really good defensive team, to be honest. Then got likes of the Nuggets, who not really made that many changes. They obviously lost Wayne Cooper to us, brought in Ron Harper, which is a nice little addition in my opinion. But yeah, no, they're in good shape. I mean, they've still got Alex English, who's the main scoring threat. We'll see how they do. Then got the Mavs, who brought in We've got Derek Harper, Mark Aguirre. You know, brought Mark Price in from the draft as well, which is interesting. I'm surprised they're going to play Detlef Schrempf at centre as well. That might not work out very well for them, if I'm honest. Then we've got the Golden State Warriors. Probably a playoff team, but probably not going to make much noise. And then you kind of got the other teams here who are kind of milling around. I'd say probably the interesting one for me is the Lakers are so far down. I mean, they've still got Magic Johnson and Kareem, but I mean, both aging. James Worthy's aging. Probably past it, but interesting that, you know, they're so low down. I'd expect them to probably be around about top around about 8 to sort of 7 to 8 team in the Western Conference. So I mean, now they are lower than I had anticipated. And then kind of got everyone else. So that's how we're going to sort of play it out. I mean, in terms of the draft, next year's draft is obviously quite an interesting one. I think we're not going to be players in this, hopefully, but worth you guys kind of seeing as we begin the season. And I've assigned our scout points already. I mean, no surprise, I've focused predominantly on the United States because there is hardly anyone who is not from the US in these drafts with this era, as you'd probably expect. A little bit in Eastern Europe, mainly because Paulinins is there. Sarunas as well. So there's a couple of Eastern European players lingering around in sort of the back end of the first round, I reckon. But that's how we're looking at this. So yeah, without further ado, should we dive in and get some games going? We're not playing in opening night, which is surprising. Oh no, we are playing opening night. There we are. We're playing the Kings. Let's see if we can get off to a good start here in our first sim. So we managed to get a first win, which is always good. Better than the start of the first episode where we started off with a loss. Good to see everyone kind of getting the points they need, really. John Stockton with 22. Malone getting a nice range of shots. Drexler had a pretty poor shooting night, actually, but still good to see that everyone else is kind of doing okay there. So yeah, that's just good to see. First game, first win against the Kings. Right, let's move on. So back to back. Oh, Rockets. This is going to be a good opening challenge for us. Team that will be up there, I imagine. And yeah, we managed to squeeze out a win, putting up 138 points. Nice. Scott Skiles off the bench. Look at that, 34 points, 14 of 20. Wow, that is a good start for his rookie career. Putting up 34 points in his second game. Good start. Drexler shooting pretty poorly again, so something to keep an eye on. But yeah, good start so far. So let's jump ahead a little bit here. Let's. Why can't I do that? We just go back. There we go. Right, let's try and sim ourselves up to. Let's go to the start of December and see how we get on. So yeah, like I said, guys, I mean, I'm really hoping this is going to be a good season for us. Obviously, you know, like any season, it comes a little bit down to injuries. I think even if we do get a couple of injuries, we're still going to be in good shape because we've got a little bit of depth this year. I've got guys who we can plug in if needed. As we've stopped here, we've got a scouting update on Kenny Smith. Okay, he doesn't have superstar potential, but I'll be amazed if Kenny Smith does. I'm guessing we've got an injury of some sort. Okay, so Terry Tyler's out for probable, and Shea is out indefinitely for a little while. So we'll just move his position away. That's pretty straightforward for us, and we'll carry on. We'll recap at the end of this month, and see how we've got on. But I think that, you know, the starting five we've got, I think, to be honest, is the best starting five in the entire league. I had to give a comparison. I think, you know, look at those names and you look at the talent. 4 of those 5 are probably future Hall of Fame players. So hoping that they gel together quick enough for us to actually make some noise this year. So we've got a couple of scouting things. We won't bother looking at that. Dantley's probable. Green is out for 13 days with a calf strain. Okay, so Paxson can just come in and take his bench minutes, I guess, and the shooting guard minutes as well. Why not? Only got about a week or so to go until the end of November. Let's not stop on action emails. Oh, I believe that was an injury as well. Okay, so Drexler's out for 11 days. Right, let's store this lineup. And who are we going to plug in there? So we'll plug in Skiles in there, and Drexler's minutes can be taken up by. Let's try and get Tyler in there. Okay. And then, yeah, you take that one. You take that one. And that means that you've got to take that minute. You got Paxton, you've got to play a little bit for us. And Drexler, you can come right the way down. Hansen can come in. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, I think we've got the depth now. So I mean, if you look, we've got the likes of, in terms of our deep bench. I mean, Bob Hansen's not a bad player. I mean, he's not great. He's never going to be a starter, but he could come from play 6, 8, 10 minutes possibly at a stretch. Bobby Jones is probably not expected to play that many. But no, we still have the depth to just quickly bump people up if we need to, as we've got about 5 days left to go until we get to the end of this month. So let's just plow ahead and then we'll recap and see how we're looking. Okay, right, over to the dashboard. Okay, pretty strong start, I would say, just by scanning the win-loss column here. So yeah, we pretty much have been on a blast, then lost the Blazers, and that is the only game we have lost so far. Blimey, guys. Okay, not a bad start then, if I'm honest. Let's have a little look at our conference. So we are 21-1. What a start this is. Let's take a little look at our guys and see how they're performing. So Stockton has certainly had a blistering start. He's definitely improved. There's no doubt about that. Stats wise, Skiles is just having an insane rookie season. There's we've had to put him in the start obviously because Drexler's out. But I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. He's shooting 55%, and look at that. That's just he's just crazy good. Yeah, okay, so Drexler hasn't been that efficient for us so far, but that's fine. He's injured anyway at the minute. Cooper, yeah, okay, solid numbers, 2.6 blocks, 7 and 7. I'm pretty happy with that in 29 minutes. Pretty much performance as expected. So he's not really made any jumps. Tyler's been solid, it looks like. Hanson, we don't need to talk about. Green, we don't need to talk about. Or you. Colt Stevens, who I have no idea who that is. Oh yeah, okay, must have been our second round pick or something. We chucked in the D League. Let's just have a little look at some specific players. So Dantley, okay, so Dantley's numbers are definitely down on last year, but now I'm guessing he's probably taking less shots. His field goal numbers, percentage wise, are still there, so I'm guessing his attempts are down. Look, yeah, so his attempts look like they're probably down slightly. What else have we got? So we've still got like some Mark Eaton, who, still pretty much is what you'd expect. I mean, he's playing a lot less minutes. He's not actually playing that many less minutes. He's getting less of the ball, which is, I'm assuming, because Malone is probably getting a lot of it in the post. Yeah, okay. So Malone's shooting more efficiently. So his numbers have gone up slightly, which is good. Great. Okay, so it's a good start, guys. A really good start for us. So let's try and get through this. Let's try and get ourselves through to the trade deadline. If I can remember when that is, check our key dates. So trade deadline is February 8th. Okay, let's try. We've got probably about 10 minutes of this episode. Let's try and get ourselves through to the end of. Let's try and get ourselves through until the end of January, I think. End of January. And we'll just get ourselves through. We might have stopped the simulation and see if we can bring the likes of Drexler back. I think he was out for about 13 days, so probably towards the end of December we might just have a little pause and recap and see. But I mean, my goodness, what a start! We've only just one game to begin with. Is just crazy. Shows that the team is gelling really well. So good start for us. Good start. Can we maintain it though over the next couple of months? Fingers crossed we don't get any serious injuries as well. One thing for those of you who've been watching this episode alongside other things that have been going on, I encourage you to go and look at the Wolverine Studios Twitch channel, because they've been demonstrating the new Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 21 game in there, and it looks really good, guys. So I'd encourage you to go and have a look at that, because some of the enhancements they've made for the next game are certainly going to be good, and I'm really excited to get an access into that when they release it. Just a little plug there for the guys. So right, let's take a look. So we've got a couple of injuries. So Tyler's still probable. Wayne Cooper is out for 2 days, but Drexler is back. So let's try and restore this lineup. Restore the lineup. Drexler, back in you come. Skulls, I'm sorry, but you got to go down to the bench. Green, you can actually come back and take your original minutes, I think. Oh, not you. Point guard. Yeah, like that. And guard minutes compared to Paxson. Yeah. Okay, something like that will be fine. Right, so let's store that line up. Right, Wayne Cooper, you've got to come out, unfortunately, apparently. So what am I going to do? Maurice Lucas, you can come in for Eaton off the bench. Eaton, you're just going to play a stupid amount of minutes for 2 days. I think that's the way to do it. Let's quickly chuck him in. Looks like Lucas is going to have to play quite a few minutes, unfortunately. But, that's the way it goes. Yeah, something like that. Why not? For 2 days. So let's get through these 2 days. 1, 2. And we'll restore our lineup back. Keeper, back you come. Welcome back. Lucas, back to the bench. Thank you. Okay. So where are we up to? I think we're in December sometime. End of December. So yeah. Let's try and get ourselves through to the end of January. See if we can maintain that record. That's the main thing. If we can lock ourselves down a number 1 seed in the playoffs, that's certainly going to be a huge help from where we were last year. Keep the injuries at bay, please. Nobody get injured. That's also so crucial. Okay, looks like we've picked up an injury of some sort. Okay, so Ricky Green, you're not having the best season. You're getting a couple of unlucky ones, really. A couple of minor injuries that are keeping you out for a few days. I think we're just going to do that for now. Try and get ourselves to there, and we'll do a bit of a recap. One thing I would really like them to do with the next version is just when you're simming like this, just to keep your record and keep a sort of an idea, a snapshot of just how the playoffs are looking or how your conference or division is looking, because just it makes it a little bit more interesting when you're fast simming through like this. I mean, because let's be honest, we don't really want to sit here and watch every single regular season game. There's just so many of them. Okay, so no injuries. I'm just guessing we've got emails about scouting. Yeah, and some comments wanted. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. Get rid of those action emails. It'll be interesting to see once we get to the end of this. We'll just do a bit of a recap and see how we're doing, as I said. But we'll have a look at see how some of the other teams are doing that we obviously thought would be in the playoff hunt. See how the 76ers are doing. I'd expect it's business as usual for them. See how the Rockets are doing, and some of the other top teams in either conference, really. But we're nearly towards the end of January now. Be interesting if the Bulls, if Michael Jordan can pull that Bulls team into an Eastern Conference champion, really. So we've got a couple of things here, but we're not too worried about that. Let's go to our dashboard and have a little look. So we obviously started really well. We've looks like carried on that, maintained that position. So we've only lost another 3 games, it looks like. So in terms of the standings, we are okay. We're 46-6, which is good. I mean, the 76ers are 42-9. So to give you a comparison, we are pretty much neck and neck with the other sort of best team in the Eastern Conference, really. So let's have a little look by conference, shall we? So in terms of the Eastern Conference, the Bulls, as we've just talking about, 39-13. So let's see how Jordan's doing. So Jordan has just exploded. I mean, if you compare him from last year, playing slightly more minutes, but I mean those points per game are back up, which is huge. He's not shooting particularly well, but I mean I guess that's probably one of the main reasons why they're doing so well. Walker has developed okay. Yeah, it looks like basically Jordan is pulling this team forward, really. No one else seems to really be doing that much. How's Woolridge doing? Okay, Woolridge has been okay. So yeah, okay, interesting. Conference. Yes, the Bulls and Celtics sort of lagging behind the 76ers. And then it's kind of a mixed bag, it looks like, the Eastern Conference. I mean, pretty much all the other teams are in losing records. So yeah, interesting there. Bit of a wash. In terms of our conference, though, so obviously we are well ahead at the moment. I mean, we've won our last 10, which is just crazy. The Rockets are behind us. Nuggets, Warriors. I mean, the AI has done a pretty good job. I mean, the Mavericks are lagging behind. The Lakers, as I said, I thought they would be better, but they're clearly not so far. Couple of things here, you know. So yeah, okay. The AI and its predictions have actually been pretty spot on, actually, in terms of the league media. Let's have a little look at our. This is going to be the Bulls dashboard, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at our dashboard, and just see how we're doing. Let's look at insights. That's what I like to look at. So we are first in terms of defense points allowed, second in blocks per game. No surprise, because we obviously have got Eaton and Cooper in there. I think that's just shows how effective a really good defensive centre is in this game. Steals, we're number 1. Again, we've got good point position in terms of Stockton and Drexler and Scarles, who are good at stealing the ball. So no surprise that's helped us. Our net rating, which is the big one for me, is we're first. Offense, look at that, we're 6th now. We were 14th last year in terms of offensive rating. First defensive rating. So we are in really good shape here, guys. We are top of the Western Conference by a country mile at the moment. Thankfully, no major injuries really. Scarles is out for 4 days, it looks like, but he's had a really good season. What a pickup that was, and 17th pick of the draft. We are doing well, guys. Drexler, have you improved your numbers? Not really, but that's okay. That's fine. We're not really utilising him to his strengths. We're kind of just using him as a bit of a go-to guy if we need a bucket, really, by the looks of it. So yeah, good, a great start. We are into what is nearly the trade deadline period, round about the early part of June. Yeah, the 8th of February. Let's before we end this episode, let's just have a little look and just see who is on the trade block. So one guy is on the trade block, Rory Sparrow. Okay, yeah, Rory, I'm afraid I'm not going to pick you up. We'll come back next episode and we'll look at trade deadlines. But I think we're in pretty good shape. I don't really want to make too many trades, if I'm honest, from this initial start. But we'll take a look. We have got John Stockton's contract we might need to try and address, I believe, next episode. But yeah, great start, guys. I'm really happy with that. That's one of the best starts I think I've ever had in this game. 46-6, blimey, just insane. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode. It's a bit of a whiz through this one, just try and get us through, hopefully for next time for deadlines and get the rest of the season done. But a good strong start by this Jazz team. Can this finally be the season that we bring the championship home? You have to stay tuned to find out.